Hi there, this is Ty with Canix, and in this video, we'll go over how to create and edit live boards in custom reporting. So a live board is a compilation of different visualizations, and you can set filters and really sort of configure this board to be able to give you an overview of a specific aspect of your business or just compile related data and information in a really kind of neat and organized way. So first, let's look at how we create a new live board from scratch. So it is a little buried. We are looking at making this a little bit easier to find, but just bear with me as I show you where you can do that. So you'll first need to go to build report and start building a report. Doesn't really matter what for creating a new live board. Once you start loading some data, you'll see this pin option in the top right-hand corner. So this dropdown is showing you what live board you have selected. And anytime you want to add visualizations to a live board, you need to do that from the visualization itself, not from the live board. So in this case, we've got, just this simple table. And what we're saying here is we're going to pin that to this specific live board. If you want to pin to a different live board, you just hit that drop down and select a different live board. If you want to create a new live board, you'll just hit new live board there and create it. So nice and simple. In all of your live boards that you've created or that have been shared with you or been made discoverable by a user in your company, you'll find them here in this list. So let's take a look at demo live board. I have pinned this visualization here a couple times. Let's say we just wanted to start from scratch. So again, to add the visualizations to the live board to get started, you'll need to do this from the visualizations themselves. So I'm going to go and find a couple of these answers that I've created. We'll need to add these answers to the live board. So the way to do that, you'll basically jump into an answer and you'll just, make sure you have that live board selected that you want to pin to, and then you'll just pin it. And then you'll go and find the next thing that you want to add, and you'll pin it. And let's pin forgetting what I pinned. We'll pin this, and we'll also pin this one onto the live board. So all this is doing is just adding these visuals to the board. And then when you navigate back to that board, you'll see that we have a bunch of different visualizations that have been added. And we can see, oops, yeah, I added one of these twice, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And then from here, once you have your visualizations added, you can drag and drop and get this looking however you would like it to display. So maybe, I want my KPIs across the top here. And, I just want a summary of all inventory that I have on hand below here. And maybe I'm just building a live board for myself and, what data I want to be able to easily get to and see at any time, during my day, during my work week. And so you can, drag and drop and add any visualizations you want to these live boards and really make it your own. They can also be a great way to do some executive reporting, make sure everyone is looking at the same metric on the same page about the data and how the business is performing. They can also give you a great way to just compile a bunch of data and do some exploration and learn some more about how your company is operating. Couple more features I want to talk about specifically related to live boards here. You can add tabs. So let's say, for example, on tab 1, I wanted some, maybe production KPIs, but on tab 2, I wanted to look at, my sales KPIs. You can set this up so you have multiple tabs, and you can move these visualizations to different tabs. So I can move it to sales KPI there and reorganize. So that's one really nice thing about the live boards here is you're not limited to one page that you have to scroll and scroll and scroll on to find all the visualizations you're looking for. You can organize this by as many tabs as you would like. Another thing that's helpful is adding notes. So maybe you want to have some notes on what's a good example. Let's say maybe you're tracking something that maybe you've done some analysis, let's say on sales KPI, and you want to leave a note about this data, about what you're seeing. You could leave some notes about what you found when you dug into that data and what's driving these changes recently. It's really just a flexible way to add any media that you need to a live board. So one nice thing you might do as well, if you want to, there are descriptions on the live boards themselves, but if you want to add something that's maybe a little bit more detailed, maybe you want images, maybe you want to record a video and link it here and let people know what this live board should be used for. You can all do that. You can do all that with the notes here. So we've got free text, right? We can add paragraphs. We can add links. We can add lists here. We can add media, images, tables, right? So yeah, you can even embed a different website here or a video as well if you do want to provide an overview of what the live board is used for or something like that. So just add some extra flexibility. And then filters. So when you're adding filters, you'll be presented with all of the data sets that are included in this live board. And let's say, a pretty common one, we want to filter by facility. So I'm going to search and open these up, and I can see all the different options I have for facility filters. So I'm going to grab a facility name here. You can specify, do you want people to be able to only see a single facility at once or select multiple? You'll be able to specify, which visualizations that filter is relevant for. And you'll also be able to link up filters so that, we don't have to create we don't have to create that same filter over and over again just because we have different data sets. We can connect these filters up. So yeah, I want to leave it multi-select. Yeah, I want it to be applicable to all of the visualizations. Maybe I want to rename it, just call it facility. And yeah, you can also specify if it's mandatory or not. Where that can be really helpful is if you have a situation where you're loading a ton of data, like maybe by default you're showing all packages ever in your facility. Maybe you want a mandatory filter to force the user to specify a time frame that those packages were packaged, or maybe specify the status of the package that they're interested in. And so creating a mandatory filter can help prevent long load times where you do want to provide all historical data and let people find the data that they're looking for, let your team find the data that they're looking for, but you don't want them to get in a situation where they're waiting forever for that table to load. So that can be a helpful option there. So we're going to add this filter and going to save. And so now users that have view access but can't edit this, when they come here, they'll see this page and they'll be able to filter down to some specific facilities, right? And just look at the metrics for those individual facilities. One more cool thing here is that you can save views, and these can be saved just for yourself or for all users. So maybe I want to save this view of just my facilities. So now when I come back here next time, I can find these views that I've saved, Similarly to how we have custom views on inventory tables, you'll have these custom views on your live boards as well. And just gives a great way, especially for individuals in your company who you might not want to provide access to edit the live boards. At least by allowing them to save their own filters, that does give quite a bit of flexibility and lets them get to the data set that they need much more quickly. So just a helpful feature there as well. Sharing, this works the same as individual answers. You can share, again, with the entire facility. So maybe if you set up a live board for KPIs for a specific facility, you can set everyone to see that. So everyone can be, motivated by those same goals and on the same page about performance. It'll be set to view access by default. If you want to allow people to edit, you can do that as well. Most likely, you'll probably have fewer users who you'll grant edit access to, kind of one-off. And then the last option here is making this live board discoverable. So if you check that box, everyone in your company will be able to find that if they have access to custom reporting. If they don't have edit access, they'll just be able to view it and make a copy. But that will be made available to everyone. So if you have something that you're working on that's not polished up, or something you're working on that you don't think is going to be useful for others, just make sure that box is unchecked, and you can keep that to yourself and keep the shared reports in your facility looking as clean as possible. And then just a reminder again, links not working today. We will work on that in the future. But yeah, please avoid using the copy link option, at least for the custom reporting beta period, while we work on getting that enabled. Another big thing on Liveboards that is not available on Answers is the ability to schedule. So very similarly to default reports and mechanics, you're able to set up a schedule for delivering this live board, and even delivering a specific view, either the PDF version or the CSV, to specific recipients. So you can pick Canix users from this drop down here, but also, I'm just gonna put in a personal email. So personal email, you can add that there as well. And these will send out to any email address. So let's say you have some partners that you want to be able to schedule out a live board and send them their inventory in your facility. You could set up this live board once, and then for each of your partners, build a separate view that is filtered down just to their brand, just to their inventory. And then you could set up a schedule for that specific view, put their email addresses in here as recipients, and they could receive that CSV on a daily, weekly, hourly, every 5 minutes. You can really set it up so that they receive it as frequently or as few times as you want. This is another great way to set up your end of month reporting, because this is going to give you a snapshot of your data at a specific point in time as a CSV, so you know exactly what your ending starting inventory is for a given month. It's a really powerful tool here. Definitely encourage everyone to see how this is useful for you and your team. And I think that is just about everything on Liveboards. Maybe just one other cool feature that I think is worth mentioning would be present mode. So this can be kind of nice if you just want to go over some metrics with your team, discuss some of the things that you're seeing in the Liveboard. You'll basically be able to flip through different sections. So this is Liveboard title. This is tab number 1, and each of the visualizations and charts included. And the neat things about these, as well as opposed to a PDF or a PowerPoint, is that they are interactive. So let's say I want to see what's going on with this big increase in sales. You see $12. Not a lot of demo data here, so This might not be the most enlightening, but you'll get the idea. So we'll run change analysis, and then we can actually look at what's affecting that change, and we can see, oh, well, we had, this order, um, and that's what drove our sales increase. Or, maybe we want to look at it by customer. Was there a specific customer, specific postal code we're having more luck in? So you can change these attributes and cut the data different ways. And along those same lines, on your other reports, really any visualization, you'll be able to do a couple cool things here. First would be show underlying data. So what this is going to do is just going to show the raw data for that chart, and you'll be able to even add additional columns here and download that data. So that's really helpful as well, just when you're reviewing aggregated data, just to be able to get a little more granularly and understand it in more detail. And then we'll also have drill downs here. So let's say I want to get a little more granular and look at this by accounting inventory type. So now, I right clicked on that specific set of data and then drilled down by accounting inventory type. And so what I'm seeing here is that data cut by accounting inventory type. This is actually a little bit easier to do probably from the Liveboard itself, where you can just back out if you want to make the change. So then let's look at if we drill down into Canada here, accounting inventory type. We're getting a little bit of a different set of data there. So that is all about Liveboards. Actually, just one more thing. There's a lot to like here, a lot to talk about. So apologies for the long video, but explore. This is going to open up your visualization and allow you to play with that a little bit. So kind of similar to building a report. But yeah, you're just able to play around with the data a little bit and understand more of that tile and what's going on there. And you can edit these visualizations directly from the Liveboard. This is going to change the visualization on the Liveboard, but not necessarily the original visualization that you pinned. So just a heads up on that. And I think that is about everything to get you started on Liveboard. Again, please just let us know if you have any feedback, any questions on how to use this really powerful tool. Really looking forward to seeing what you all build with Liveboards, and yeah, would love to hear your feedback. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Cheers.